Gabe Jones is up next, and he's known Phil for more than 20 years. So, Gabe?
Hi, everybody. My name's Gabe. Most of you probably don't already know me. And yes, I'm one of Phil's friends, but I'm mostly harmless. Mostly. I guess, yeah, my adventures with Phil, along with very, very close friends of mine, started way back in the 19-something, probably 1990-somethings. And our little coterie of friends was just graduated from high school. And we'd all gotten together with a bunch of really strange and eclectic folks, and we started hitting each other in the head with sticks. And that was just the style at the time. This is what we did. It was fun. It's hard to explain. Talk to me about it later if you really have that many questions. But it was awesome, and it was through that our tender, young, ripe, malleable minds were taken in by this weird, tall, goofy guy. There's a tuft of just ginger hair on the top of the head and these really, really long mutant forearms. To all of that, he was impossibly old. He was like at least 23. Like we didn't even know people could live that long. We're like, oh God, okay. And it was this truly strange, odd guy that didn't quite fit in, but for me and my little weird group of friends, none of us did either. So we might as well be freaks together. And we just went all the way through, and there was, even back then, way back then with our friends, there were already Phil stories. Like, no shit, they tell you that straight up, and that's how every good story, as the great Baron Wilhelm, our dear mentor, told us. All good stories start off with, no shit, there I was. And really, it just kind of sets the tone, let people know this is an epic tale, people, and it really happened, I swear. This man, he would tell us these little niblets of advice from crazy Uncle Phil would come straight out. And he would call him, everybody's like, oh, he loves you like a brother. I'm like, no, he's the older brother I never wanted. I had friends, grew up with them, they had brothers, they were jerks. I didn't want one. But people don't ask for brothers, do they? You gotta get one, you bond with them, you hate them, you fight them, you talk to them all the time. They come with great little niblets of advice because they're older than you. Things like, don't ever shave your eyebrows or the hair in your butt. Because you know what, it'll grow back weird and you're not gonna be happy about it. And you know, years come and you think back and somebody talks about it and you're like, you know, my friend said something about that and I'm taking his word for it. I don't recommend it. But really that was just the start of our adventures. And me, through my incredible intelligence, I lived with Phil not once at my young age of that. He moved back in with me when I was in my 30s because I don't really learn that quickly. But no, that's not our boy. Phil, honestly, swear to God, was the quickest study of anybody I knew. And of all of his passions, he was all in. Every last poker chip, he was down and he wanted it. He would learn every last possible thing about it and annoy the crap out of you because you didn't agree with any minutia bit that he had. And even back then, we read out of books. He had tons of books. That's before the internet tubes, before any of these other things. And you would want to follow him. And it was like focusing like a laser beam. And honestly, I could tell you on my best day, I could count on one hand how many things I'm truly better than Phil at. And that's mostly because he just didn't give a crap about some of the stuff I was into. But armed with this, with a really quick, agile mind and a strong body, this man, restless soul, was built for adventure. It's not just adventure, he's one of those people that would take you out of your comfort zone, certain things that you're like, okay, should we be doing this? Is it legal? But we're doing it anyway. And he wanted to do it because the man was so cocksure, so straightforward, that there's few people like that in the world. You want nothing else, but you just want to do it with them. That's your one thought, him. I trust him. Maybe that'll be a good idea. Maybe not. That's a really big cliff and we got mountain bikes and oh my God, he's doing it first. Okay, is he hurt? Did he make it? Rubber side down the whole way, huh? Really? He's down there, he's okay? Oh boy, then the comes down here. Oh, it's my turn. Oh boy. Well, Phil did it. I'll try it right after him. But it's all those moments, yeah, you're pointing on the cliff to Point Lobos, you're holding onto this rock for dear life as the swell's coming up, it's trying to pull you back in the gaping chasm that is the Pacific Ocean. You think to yourself, how did it come to this? Where do we get this? Wasn't so smart. And you look over, but you're with your boy Phil, and he's smiling. He's having a great time. I'm like, this is great. Yeah, no, I'm not afraid. No, I'm right there with you, brother. Oh, Jesus, okay. But with a tight spot like him, you always knew he was there with you. Even if it was his crackpot idea, but it didn't have to be, he would come along with you, just a lot of convincing and a little bit of booze. But the man cut a swaggering figure, but that's not the only things that people remember him for. He was also a very deep, emotional, and sensitive person, had an eye for beauty and photography. not just pretty girls, but off to the sweeter things in life. And I would tell you, he loved babies, and we sat through any nature documentary that was ever on television. We would watch the whole thing. Saw the entire planet Earth in 3 days. We marathoned it, all the way down. And his eyes would well up if you bought him a birthday present, because he never thought anybody ever would. But if you did, and he would try to keep it together, it's like, that's really nice. I'm like, oh, it's okay, you can cry. I'll make fun of you later. But just to bring him all the way back out, our man Phil, he would not be truly appreciative if I didn't burn him slightly at his own memorial, because, you know, I love him like that. He took an impromptu, unscheduled vacation to Watsonville. That's a different story. But he loaned me his car. It was the nicest thing. It's just beat to crap Mazda 323. And as I get in the car with my friend, we're going off to hit each other in the head with sticks. We're driving back, and he's like, Phil's got a tape in the tape deck. This man introduced me to Tool, introduced me to the greater parts of punk rock, later period punk rock. That's amazing. I fire it up. What are we listening to? Not quietly, loudly, Fleetwood freaking Mac. That's right, queued up to Rihanna, and he was blasting it. Like, that wasn't quiet. I don't know how any of us missed that. But, no, that's a true story. I have witnesses. For all these great stories that we do have about such a sweet and wonderful person, when they pass, you no longer have the new memories. You can't bring it all back, and you can't bring him back. All you can do is take solace and comfort in the fact that these wacky, whacked out stories, and nobody will ever believe you when you tell them what actually happened. These stories with such larger-than-life figures such as this, something so truly unique and very weird and freakishly strange. You love them, you hold them inside you, and these stories transcend into legend and becomes the myth, and the myth of Philo. And the happy people here that we can hold together and think of just 1 second, we knew the man in the flesh. So that crappy story you're hearing, that's not how it happened. I was there. And you can all take that and hold it in your hearts, and we'll all remember it and annoy the crap out of our friends with it for years to come. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, Gabe.